Start record. Okay, thank you, recording lady. Yeah, so for winter sprinting update, so I'll trust you guys that I don't need to spend 5 minutes for everyone to update here, but please update like both the sprinting slide and also the goal versus actual up here, okay? Yeah, please update, and then when you have finished update, then you can put the tick here, okay? Yeah, so I think I'll trust you guys not to spend the 5 minutes here, but then I'll still track you guys, okay? It's the balance of the trust. Yeah, oh, Natalie done already, okay, great. Yeah, so let's just directly go into the succession sensing, right? So last commission meeting, I downscaled this list of minimums in terms of what need to prepare for like transition and summer preparation. So let's spend some time. So I think just update again to let me know like who is your potential successor. I mean, based on the LCPE allocation. I mean, if LCPE don't have any allocation yet, then it's based on your side, right? Yeah, and then what is the background? You sort of need to know for the new term, how can I prepare them and facilitate, right? Yeah, and also how's your progress in terms of fulfilling the checklist here, I would say. Yeah, the minimums together with your AWA sales also. So I'll play the song.
Eugenia, name of Powerpuff is who? The successor, is it?
Name of Powerpuff is you. And then, yeah, Powerpuff is you guys now this term now. Yeah. So for directors and members here, the potentials you don't need to fill, and your name might appear here. So I'll be looking into how to prepare you guys. Don't have then put a dash. Yeah. Yeah. But best it can check with, like, for example, your SUP in terms of the potential. Great, people. I know you guys are excited in terms of the allocation, but actually this column is not asking allocation. If you return, you don't need delete. Yeah, but just remind the transition things are things here. Okay.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all alone, for all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Okay, I'll pause the music halfway. Thanks everyone for filling in the context. Special appreciation for those that write, the super detailed one, like what they're even good at. Yeah, it wasn't necessary, but nice to know also. And yeah, appreciate those that are here, that your names also appear here. Okay, yeah. So I think here is to get the sensing, to understand the context for me to prepare for next term, onboard next term. But at the same time, I think it's also in this call to let you guys know in terms of a few things to aware on. So it's in terms of the background wise for the potential successor. So again, here is not compulsory, but only suggested, and would need you guys to play the role in terms of telling the LCPE on the suggestion. But again, the final allocation is still based on the LCPE one. So what I'm going to talk about is that it will be like suggested that this person, right, has the PDiGV or EWA sales background, and then or have the IGV operation or EWA operation background. So this would be the recommended one. So it doesn't mean that anyone else cannot, but then if let's say this person didn't come from these backgrounds, right, then this person would need to like for you guys transition, you guys will also need to spend extra effort to actually need to let this person know, especially on value proposition of each of the IGV project or initiative or the EWA initiative, the value proposition communication on that. It's the value proposition from the partner perspective, because what you think is a value to you doesn't apply to partner one. Yeah, and I think the best is still having the sales background, because requires the strategic thinking part in terms of being able to play around like for example here, right, like the sales packages and pricing, like play around different portfolios, different packages like that, because what every partner needs and wants would be very different individually. And that's why we talk about customization. So this person need to be like strategic. Not to say if don't have, then cannot allocate. I mean, if don't have, then need to start building. Yeah, and then at the same time, for the next term direction, my suggestion for the team structure, right, is also not to have the team to have too many people. The suggestion is only have 2 layers, which is VP and manager like that. So no directors or just VP and members like that, because it's looking into like maybe one manager manage one project or maybe one initiative like that. And then this person would also involve in the synergy, the innovation, all those things. So regarding more on the details, then I wouldn't talk too much here. But again, these are the things that you need to communicate towards the LCPE before the LCPE is making the final decision. And even for the next term members in BD, right, would suggest to take in old member, wouldn't recommend to take in new member. But again, if let's say, under your LC circumstances, is can only take certain profile, then it's fine. Then we'll just build. And that's why I have this sensing here, so I know what to build on. Okay. So I think that's all. I'll just directly go into the national strategy downscaling. And here I'll also explain more in terms of what I mean in terms of the value proposition, the portfolio, all those things. So I think before I go into the BD, here again. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So before I go into the BD, I'll go into EWA and IGV side. So I think for you guys to know overall direction of both EWA and IGV. So EWA is being moved from Mini side towards Julie side, where Mini will be fully focusing on marketing. And then maybe here EWA's direction is more on national wise, it's more on maintaining. So wouldn't look into upscale too much, but it's looking into having it to be stable to grow sustainably, and would also focus a lot in terms of the conversions in terms of having this person engaged with Isaac already, right? Then join our ELD products, or maybe join the Malaysian Youth Volunteer, the conversion, all those things. Yeah, but they'll still have their own, like for example, employer branding, value proposition for partner side, all those things. Yeah. So I think here, not much for me to cover this OGB timeline. EWA timeline, this time will also depend on LC timeline after the bidding results. So it's now still in reviewing. And so here I put the EST structure. It's not to tell you to apply EST. Later I'll tell you to apply. But for now, it's from the structure here, you can see how much the MCVP is focusing also. So definitely for Julie side, the focus is still OGP. But it doesn't mean your LC no need to focus EWA. I mean, if your LC's focus product is EWA, then just go ahead with it. But I think you guys already have the alignment like with me, with Julie, all those things. And I think one thing I forgot to mention at here is also, unless your LCPE is very clear that his or her focus product is EWA, right? I would recommend this person to have the priority of having IGV background more also, because you need to look into, you have more IGV projects, then more projects require the support of PD. And then at the same time, if you look in towards the overall goal, normally PD IGV sales goal is way higher compared to EWA sales goal also, because EWA initiatives is only one, but project can be 2, 3, or even 5 like that. So the suggestion, I mean the recommended one is still the PDiGV background compared to EWA sales if we're to choose. But again, if we're to allocate, then we'll still build. Okay. Then coming back here for IGV overall direction. So I wouldn't go too detailed. We still have the GV principal fulfillment, and then overall nationally, we are also looking into focusing more on impacting B40. So this side, I'll just explain in terms of the partner perspective that this is also to support us in terms of innovating the project, and also that we can get financial partnership easier also. And definitely national project will have innovation. We have a new national project here. And for NCR side, we also continue to develop the OP market. We have the hybrid part. Yeah, these are more on the IGV detailed things. And here's the overall operation timeline. So I think when you identify the operation timeline, you can also sort of know the BD, product timeline, then you will know your BD timeline. So here, I mean, just to let you guys know that for my side, I used to have these account managers, then I just align with VJ, then she find that aligning it all together would be more efficient. So it would be same like LC level structure, that LP would be part under IGV also, and NCR also, so that NCR can fully grow as an IGV product. So now going to BD part, which is our part here. So I think before I go into the direction, I will need to showcase let's go data and facts. Okay, so here is I just extract from HubSpot. Yeah, so you can extract one also, and I just do the measurement, the conversion rate. So this one are manual one, the conversion rate, but it's just dividing the number. So from here we can see the overall effectiveness in terms of when first time contact, and then could get the first meeting, and then when first time contact, and then we can get the MOA. So I would say summer 2021, which is actually you guys, yeah, in summer was kind of like at least compared to these three, was kind of the best one. Yeah, so first meeting conversion rate would be the highest among all, but then the contact to MOA sign rate would actually be similar. And then you can see the trend that actually, kudos to you guys this time, that you guys are contacting more leads and putting more effort compared to custom. So like no matter it's the follow-up contacted, generated, all those things. Yeah, but summer, then the generated contact conversion rate that is super low. Okay, not super, but quite low. Yeah, whereas for winter 2021, which is current right now, and then when I took over, then the things dropped already. So the first meeting conversion rate and the MOA conversion rate is I would consider low. So I think here, yeah, the effectiveness decreased as I mentioned, and even for follow-up conversion rate is also lower. So first meeting to follow-up meeting, the rate is also lower. So it's a sign that even if we get first meeting, this partner that we get first meeting might not be the right partner that we should find also. Yeah, but I would say the kudos part is like the contact rate and follow-up rate are higher. Yeah, I think my side also got show the data and push you guys on this lah. But I think just to let you guys know in terms of the sales funnel, so I think previously we had a conversation, right? Is that so follow-up, is it that I go and follow up the partner, then it's counted as follow-up, or partner responded me, then I follow up, then it's counted as follow-up. Because we go and contact partner again when partner didn't respond to us in the first contact, then I mean we call it follow-up. So the naming is a bit confusing. So when I am running sales, I treat our site following up as the lead follow-up here. But then after yeah, I think it was a misunderstanding. So I think I'll rename it as lead response, but still keep the follow-up there. But I think should measure based on the whether company is replying to us. Because from our side, no matter how much we contact partner, right, follow up many times, if partner haven't responded, it's still considered contacted. And if we measure this lead follow-up based on how much partner is responding to us, then we can measure whether we are targeting the right leads effectively also, not only from the first meeting conversion rate. So if they respond, but then they decided to reject us, then but those that don't reject us is getting first meeting, then we can count the gap here. Yeah, and if you want to measure the effort, then you can use the PM commitment score system. So now we just focus on the operation effectiveness. Yeah, so this is just to let you guys know in terms of how the things would change a bit. You can start changing now, it's fine. Yeah, then moving on. So what is the pain here actually? Yeah, so I would say this is for national wise that I identified after I took over the commission. So I think mainly is that we don't have actually a very clear FP portfolio. Yeah, so I think some of you guys who are running sales quite well, you guys actually have a very clear one. Yeah, so kudos to that. But I think it's just majority of us don't really actually have a clear FP portfolio. And when I have O2O with you guys, then also I identified on this. So mainly that when we don't have a clear FP portfolio, we are unclear in terms of what value can be offered to partners. So resulting in when we secure sales meeting, right, we always go into asking for sponsorship or donation. And I think the hot question, the burning question that membership actually have, at least that I know of, is why would partner buy our project? I mean, if we don't have a clear portfolio, then definitely partner wouldn't buy our project because they also don't know what reason, because we don't know. So we need to come up with portfolio. For example, COP one, the more common one is what? The employee engagement card. So we are providing the value by solving the pain of the employee engagement culture. But I wouldn't go into the details of portfolio today. And also, we don't have a very clear market research or industry research. So I've been there. I know that, when sometimes lazy to do market research, we just, generate a see what lead, okay. But then I think we should see what lead or what company, then, just straight away use it to contact. But I think actually when we are doing market research, industry research, whatever, we should do it more strategically with a clear objective. So when we target each lead and company, we don't have a clear objective identified. So because of that, and also because of no clear portfolio, right, then don't have a clear pain and gain, and we can't actually spot out what is the partnership we want to create with this company. So it's just contact, and then afterwards, what's next? Yeah, so it's not clear on that. So it's either we approach them with the wrong method or approach the wrong person, unable to secure first meeting, or even if we have the first meeting, we are unable to have further conversation like that. I think these three are all related. So not targeting the right profile or effective channel. So maybe for example, right, based on region wise, maybe for LCs in more rural regions, then your partners may not use LinkedIn. But if you continue to use LinkedIn, then it wouldn't be the effective one. But maybe, for example, central region, LinkedIn makes more sense. And even right now, like depending on the COVID cases, right, it would affect also. And not only LinkedIn is the only channel, like for example, some partners use email, some partners you need to call them, or maybe even we have the channels already, but let's say, some of it is just sending the email to the general mail, but then didn't send to specific CSR. So part of the reason why we are encouraged to use LinkedIn is also because you won't be sending any mail to general mail, but you'll be sending to the direct person that sending message. Yeah, so I think here the root is more on unclear value proposition, or if I were to summarize all these three, So that's why for next term direction, I would say, so this is my national direction, which actually main focus on LC side is this, but actually all is related and interconnected lah. Yeah, so would have the BD network development, would my side, I will manage commission more effectively and focus on the value proposition mapping, portfolio innovation. Yeah, and also my national sales side and also government relations. So one thing I also realized while talking to financial partners is that normally they wish that our project can be endorsed by government, or at least working with government like that. And then it's going according to the government recommendations and guidelines. That would actually add a very huge bonus. So on national side, I'm also having EST to secure on that also. Yeah, but main focus will still be LCR, especially for the new term. Okay, so the competitive advantage I wish to build is, everyone here have a strong understanding towards your own LC initiative, no matter IGV or EWA, and external context of partnership needs, so that you are able to identify the opportunities of partnership. Yeah. So operation timeline would be this. I wouldn't go through detail. And then here is the timeline wise, so based on my strategy. And if you're interested to know my strategy in more detail, you can click into this, that you can just look into, just one by one in terms of what are the things that I will look into. Okay. So after, and then here is my EST structure. Yeah, feel free to apply that later. I'll remind again. So after looking into all these dimensions, right, what are the things that you can work on, or for your successor to work together with? Yeah. So I would say these are the 5 things that I would focus on in terms of solving our bottleneck. So it's actually going back towards here. So the objective here is to build everyone's competency to create a valuable and relevant portfolio. And you guys are able to communicate the partnership value. And my main battle would not be solving all the funnels here, but solving the top half of the funnel. So from lead generation to first meeting. So that's why these 5 things are my main focus for now. So like, I think you guys also know that for me, I focus a lot on the research, interview, all this stuff, understanding the market, and then also mapping out the suggested focus portfolio. So it doesn't mean that you need to do research all the time. I mean, you do need to run sales, but actually for sales, right, the unique part is your research and your attraction is running at the same time. Because without talking to partner, you can't actually understand the market also. Yeah. But coming back here, yeah, so the research, all those things, and then mapping out the suggested focus portfolio. So what do I mean by suggested focus portfolio? Is that for you guys that already have portfolio, just continue with it, or maybe try to give suggestion on how you can innovate it. Yeah. But for those that don't, you guys need to start developing, right? Maybe talk to other LCs to understand more on what are the portfolios that they have, and then what are the things that can apply to your own LC also. And what do I mean by focus? So I think here is because next term, we are having IGV and EWA sales, PDiGV and EWA sales merging together. Yeah, so we have a lot of initiative, like maybe for your LC, you have what, 3 projects and 1 EWA initiative. So you have 4 things to sell on. But I would say, especially when the commission just merged, right, this new one, I wouldn't expect everyone to be able to secure sales for every single project or initiative, all 4 of it, because you also need the understanding and developing the portfolio. I mean, the most ideal one from a BD perspective is we are able to support every single product, okay? Every single project initiative. But I think for now, the direction of the battle that I decided to choose on so that we can work things more effectively is having certain portfolios, a certain project to be the focus portfolio. So you would use that to close sales, then the others, it's fine that if you don't secure sales. So for example, maybe for UPM context, their focus would be what? COP and the environmental project, maybe into ECHO next year. But maybe they wouldn't focus on Speak Up, they wouldn't focus on EWA. And then they focus on driving the sales, the revenue for the projects, and then use the revenue here to cover the other projects and products like that. But again, the most ideal one is every single one can secure that. But need to choose the battles. So here's what I mean by suggested focus portfolio, and also synergy building. So I think now need to start mapping out the synergy already, because this BD, right, is supporting 2 functions. Even for 1 function, already have a lot of project to support on. So like for my routine wise, I don't have, I mean, among MC team, so I don't have my own meeting among MC, but my meeting is incorporated into an EWA meeting and IGV product meeting like that. Yeah, but that's another composition. Maybe I'll just teach next term there. Okay, on share GCP. And so the communication material and competency. So both writing and also speaking. So competency is like the pitching part, and even including your LinkedIn is a communication material. Yeah, these are the few things that I will focus on, and also identifying the opportunities and resources that can add value to your portfolio. So I think these are things that we need to leverage on. For example, your UR, or maybe, for example, some of you guys have media partners. So these are the things that can add value also. So I mean, here I'm just giving a head start to you guys that everyone come to commission meeting here, you can start to work on this already. These are the things that I will focus in building for next week. So I think that's all. Hopefully it's not too heavy, and I'll open for Q&A right now. Okay, based on my understanding of you guys, I think you guys are probably digesting.
Eugene, I have a question.
Oh,
So for the so we're gonna have opening order, right? So in terms of deliverables wise, is it okay that we merge between like AWA and also IGV?
Deliverables. Sorry, come again. Deliverables.
Kind of like,
you go.
yeah, like we kind of like sell like both AWA and IGV product as one to partner. Like one portfolio to partner. Since we have opening audit, is it okay if we do that?
So
or
I think
it's best we separate. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. I think audit wise, I didn't specify on this. So audit is still, I mean, this Friday when I announce here, right, will still be based on project proposal. But I think here in terms of the portfolio wise, I think need to be very clear that even though I'm encouraging here everyone to develop the suggested focus portfolio, but again, being in the sales team need to be flexible and agile. Where let's say when you meet different partners, right, you might need to change your portfolio or customize that, like plug and play among the things. And that's why I say the next term PDiGV need to be strategic also. Yeah. So in terms of having IGV and AWA portfolio, or maybe the deliverables merged together to sell, right? Can definitely. I mean, wouldn't affect audit too much lah. Yeah. But overall, in the next term sales process can, but you need to be very clear in terms of what is your lead, the company profile that you're targeting, or the market that you're targeting. Because actually, right, for everyone, mainly it's employer branding, and then PDiGV is CSR. So people who need employer branding and CSR normally would be a bit, not a bit, like quite different like that. So in terms of when you're approaching different people, then how to say, like you wouldn't sell ice to a Eskimo also, for example. Yeah, so that's why you need to identify clearly in terms of this company you are targeting. Do they need CSR and employer branding, these both things or not? So as an example of IGV and AWA can co-sell together is for KT's GCP wise, but their site is more on their AWA initiative is focused on youth. And then the IGV project that they are merging together to sell is NYLC, so National Youth Leadership Conference. So it's related to youth leadership. So because this IGV project and this AWA initiative is both related to youth leadership, so they found a partner that want to support this, and then it's merging together to co-sell. However, my understanding wise, most of the time, it normally won't be able to co-sell. Okay, hope that's not too complicated. I forgot assign minute taker. Okay lah, then the person need to watch the recording. Okay, then I think I'll move on. But if you guys always have any question, always can ask in the commission group. I think you guys know that. Yeah. So I think I've been quite serious in the past half an hour. Let's go into something a bit light lah. Yeah, I'll go towards the next part. So let's talk about closing team experience. Okay, hashtag every experience matters. Yeah. So I hope you guys have experienced team closing before, but maybe you can share with me like when you experience team closing, how was it? Yeah, in the slide here. So how was your previous team closing experience? Yeah, so we can spend like 5 minutes for you to write down, to do some sharing.
Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words, in other words, I love you. I found myself dreaming in silver and gold, like a scene from a movie that every broken heart knows. We were walking on moonlight and you pulled me close. Split second and you disappeared and I was all alone. I woke up in tears with you by my side, a breath of relief, and I realized, no, we're not promised tomorrow. So I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. I'm gonna hold you like I'm saying goodbye. Whenever we're standing, I won't take you for granted, 'cause we'll never know when we run out of time. So I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. I'm gonna lose you. I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. Love you.
Okay, I think almost everyone finished writing. Maybe we can have someone to share. I think I'll just pick. Okay, let's have Junyi.
Share. You're asking me, is it? Oh,
Yes,
sorry,
yes.
I was having classes, having two spaces.
Oh,
Okay. For me, I think I have experienced two terms of closing. So the one that have makan session one is when I was member in OGV that time, yeah. And I think what we did was we had a pretty long and nice session around our university, one of the restaurants. So we had our last meeting there, and then we recap our achievement and non-achievement. Like we put down what we did, what are the things that we wish to appreciate ourselves and one another. And we also have sort of like a reflection space to see how far we have come, as in like we first just joined Isaac, and then how was it the entire experience we went through, and eventually we eat and we take picture. And I think that time it was because it was very near with Christmas, so we did it together with a Christmas celebration. Yeah, when COVID has not hit yet. And then when the COVID time comes, I think it was a very simple virtual spaces, but we promised each other to have a physical makan session when things gets better. Yeah, that's all.
okay, thank you, Junyi. By the way, for Sabrina's side, okay, I really didn't expect you know my experience, but it's fine. That's why you are here, right? Then we'll talk about like what are the key elements to do in team closing, and you can close your sub department team also, or maybe Rainbow will close for you, like close the whole team, but you can still do another one with your sub department team. Yeah, so I think the nice to see you guys writing these, and the key elements is actually similar, like the things that I write will tell later. So reflection and appreciation. Yeah, so I think here just to recap again, like why would we do team closing, right? So would be this one, so this unique Isaac model. You only see it in Isaac, you don't see in other organizations. This is our unique value proposition. Yeah, so the lead element, the impact, and the impact happens with both the inner and outer journey, and we facilitate the process. So I think one question for you to think for yourself is, how many times do you provide the inner journey to your team? I hope you did provide a few times to support them to, reflect on their experience, help them understand their personal value. But touch wood, if you really didn't, okay, now is the opportunity for you to do the final one. Okay, maybe the first and final one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think here is the team standards. I hope your PM has tell you before, but if didn't, then yeah, now I'm telling you. But you better tell your successor also when doing transition. Yeah. So in team, we have team building, we have team performing, and we also have closing. And not disclaimer. And something to emphasize on, just because you're closing doesn't mean you stop performing. Okay, you need to transition to next term. Like your shop doesn't close down because you want to have team closing. Okay, again, coming for team closing, then the elements covered will be team debrief, transition, and also individual debrief. So you do team and individual both. So I think for some of you guys, actually only one or two, I already did the individual debrief with you guys, but the remaining will be doing when I send the February auto. Okay, so we'll be doing this one. This one is still firefighting. Okay, yeah. So in terms of transition wise, this element, I think here is just being a good teacher. Yeah. So if you find your lecturer very boring, right? Don't be like your lecturer. Okay. So I think here are very simple reminders, right? In terms of the do's and don'ts, definitely understand their learning style. Like maybe the way you communicate might not fit how your elect communicate, especially when this person is not from your team, right? Yeah, and also have the discussion in terms of the best way to learn. Yeah, and so plan ahead what they might not know. So it's echoing to this one. So please don't say you ask me what you don't know, because the very, very high chance is they don't know what they don't know. Okay, so plan ahead what they might not know, especially when you just got onboarded what you didn't know like that, or maybe the very important thing that they need to know. For example, portfolio. Okay. Yeah, and also build the importance of resourcefulness and lifelong learning. So like just set the expectation with them to be a resourceful. Let them know, okay, what are the things or people that they can refer to, and how should they think when they don't know anything. It's definitely not directly getting the answer, but try to facilitate their thought process. Hey, screenshot this. Okay. This Natalie. Yeah. What the fuck? Okay. I think we can still physical meet one. Yeah, like maybe February or maybe when I come. So yeah, we'll see how. Okay, and then also document and track the transition progress also. Yeah, and definitely don't drop a 6-hour bomb and then goodbye. That is quite irresponsible, and I think you guys have faced predecessors like this. And even for me, having this commission space with you guys, 1.5 hours is already like quite heavy already. Yeah, and also don't put in personal feelings and perspective. Just stick to the end objective, like communicate things objectively, and also do your transition without thinking the effectiveness. So at the end of the day, is you want your successor to be able to pass on your legacy, the LC is sustainable, and then can continue create more youth leadership, right? So if your successor cannot absorb or maybe can't see the picture, then you cannot like die push. Okay, yeah, I think you guys get what I mean. And next one will be team debrief. So this is my very cute team. Yeah, so this was when I was LCP. Even though it's special term, but we still managed to meet up to have like our team day. Yeah, I also have way more photos, but I didn't put all of it here. Okay, yeah, so have your team debrief where you have the anthem trip, the makan like what Junyi mentioned, appreciation, and if you want to spend some effort, right, you can do some like flashback, like videos, reflection, or maybe you write sugar cubes to them, can also results reporting. So the achievement, non-achievement, because again, right, I know everyone value the I love you, you love me, people connection team thing. But then again, your team members came here for a reason, right? For here to develop their leadership, to learn how to run things effectively. So definitely results is one of the very important elements that we cannot neglect. So achievement and non-achievement, and also the team feedback. So do it as a team, not individually or everywhere. Yeah. And last one would be one-to-one debrief. So I think here I'll just make it simple for this one, right? Like what is the final recap you wish to do with the person? and what is the conversation that you still want to have with the person, that you just haven't had like after one whole term. Like you better have it because you won't have other chance anymore. Okay, yeah. So I would say every team experience will only be once, and that's the very unique one, right? Like even though you may be involved in many different teams or even you same function, but every team experience is just unique and will only happen once. So maybe you guys have certain arguments or whatever, sad things, or no matter it's happy things also, like just forgive, accept, and appreciate each other's presence. Yeah. And one thing to never forget is in this whole process, you as the team leader, you touch lives. Okay. Yeah, I think that would be enough. Like, I mean, not like doctor physically touch, but the spiritually touch. Okay. And I think for the director members or potentials here, even though you guys are not the one closing the team experience, but then like hoping that you know this so that in your future team, you can also keep this in mind also. Yeah, I think that's all for closing team experience. Any Q&A on things? Chat thing. Right. For example, if you don't know how to do team closing, you can share. Share.
Eugene, I have a question.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can go. Hello. Hello. Is it my line? Oh, okay. It's 10. Actually, it's okay. For project realization that's happening after January, do you suggest us to do team closing before January ends or after realization? My suggestion is after realization. Yeah, so when you go back towards the inner outer journey here, you will need the outer journey, the interaction with multiple stakeholders, support system, challenging environment, individual responsibility, together with the inner journey. Or maybe in other ways saying you need to have the outer journey first. So especially for members that join from winter peak, right? Then it's very important for them to have the outer journey. Then you can close the inner journey, like after they finish the realization partnership management. Okay, yeah. Okay, then actually today, okay, not end up, we have commission closing, even though I teach you guys how to close team experience. So I think the potentials then if you want to leave, you can leave after the announcement reminder. But if you want to stay, feel free to stay also. I don't mind. Okay. Yeah, so for announcement and reminders, yeah, here is the reminders in terms of experience wise. So you guys are still having realization. So remember to have all these, like including the impact showcasing on your LinkedIn, like personal LinkedIn like that. Okay. Yeah, okay. Here, partner showcasing. Okay, and the transition minimum, so I wouldn't repeat. Then this Friday, okay, commission closing but I'll still see you guys again. Okay, summer project opening audit. Yeah, bring your elect plus potential together. Okay, and also your team members come. Then we have EST application. So okay, please people just join my team, okay? Or you want to join DJ team, is also fine. Okay, other also can. So the deadline is actually today. Yeah. Okay, if you just know today, then it's kind of big. So I wouldn't expect you to submit in like 2 hours. Yeah, but we are opening round 3 starting from tomorrow, 13. But then this round 3 would be the final round, and it will be from 13 to 18. Yeah, so I think maybe here I put 18. Okay, yeah, open. Okay, I don't write open. So it will be at 18. Yeah, so this would be the final chance to join EST team. So if you want to get testimonial, you know, Natalie is the active testimonial here, and I have other ESTs also. Yeah, and here is the national team. So if you are interested in national learning partner management, you can go for Speak Up, COP, or this new ECHO one, and we already have ECHO manager. Yeah, and then the project manager, and then if you're interested in OP sales, then you can join this one, the national NCR management also. Whereas for my side, would be going according to my strategies that focusing on LC, national sales, and the government relations. So these 2 goals. And I actually have a network manager. So everyone here is commission, right? So I have this network manager supporting me to manage next term commission also. Whereas together to run sales with these few. So you can come and consult me to know more details in terms of what does each role do like that. Or if you want to know, get some sharing of my past EST experience, like I share to a few of you guys here already of my EST experience. Yeah, then you can kind of find it. Yeah, then the next one is the WNC update. Yeah, so the update here is we have 120 registration, okay, but the physical is only 17. I thought you guys are looking forward for physical, so I'm a bit sad to see this. Okay, so we only have 17 delegates here. Yeah, a bit sad that. So here is from each LC and SU the registration rate. Yeah, percentage registration, all those are, and then here's the pricing that I mentioned last time already. So I think here is just to share you guys more, right? Okay, maybe previously you didn't know the venue and accommodation, but then UPM has secured already this time. So they have the very pretty UPM wise white house. Okay, this one. Yeah, so very good fancy lecture hall, and the accommodation is super comfortable, at least on picture. Because based on my past conference experience, the the accommodation is quite normal. Okay, some of it dirty, but majority normal. Okay, I wouldn't know what right word to describe, but this is just looking like very good, man. I tell you, yeah. And we also have site visit to DHL, so you can actually go to DHL office. So this is like in the past physical conference also don't have, but right now we have this amazing innovation, and we also have tribal challenge and amazing social agenda. And I think more things to share on my side. So these are the few photos in terms of my past physical conference experience. So back then it's just conference, not only physical, and you can see my very, very happy photos. Yeah, so this is the time that we have EDMT for WNC, and I'm very privileged to have SU also. So our LC and SU EDMT together, this photo. And then this is the MyLDS one, the conference one. So it was a very great experience also. Like you just get to know a lot of other people from other LCs, and you get to bond a lot well with your own LC people. Like we have LC sharing every night. And definitely in WNC, we have Aman also. So this is the photo of my getting Aman Awards. So you see my big happy face. Yeah, so getting Aman Awards and get dressed like super good, man. Like very fancy, like going for Oscar awards like that, and pick up your award or join and mingle with everyone. And I think another thing is you can go and stalk my Instagram if you are interested. Yeah, is that my past conferences experience. So I didn't manage to write all, but this was one of it that you can see that time I was just EP. Then I just write such a long shit in terms of this picture. And I think you can see a few familiar faces. So like for example, Lemi face is here, Mini face is here. Our previous guest PK is here. And then who else? Okay, we have this is Natalie's predecessor Leon here, and then this is me here. Okay, so definitely I'll say it was a very impactful experience. And I think here is if you want to see how the physical experience looks like, actually that time I was the OC video production lah. So I actually created a video, I mean a bit cringy. You can just look into it, just click into it. Okay, wait. Okay, I won't play here. Okay, yeah, so if you're interested, you can just click it and then watch it yourself. So if you are already registered virtual but you're interested to go physical, what you can do. So here is the SOP that you can inform the CD and then provide the payment, and then the set of questions will be provided. Okay, and then the timeline is just very short. So this is the extra around 13 to 15. So really, really looking forward towards your physical application. Quickly just grab it soon. Okay, sales pitch. Yeah, I'm really not used to public uni hostels. Yeah, I'm doing sales. Hey, but this is B2C sales. Okay. And yeah, LinkedIn B2B posting, you can click here. And then for the performance contribution, the one that you need us, you can click here. Okay. So feedback will be later after commission closing. And then I think here you guys can write down the call to action. Yeah, after write down still so many things. So maybe we'll spend 2 minutes, like one song. Then we'll go into commission closing.
Like I'm gonna lose you. I'm gonna hold you like I'm saying goodbye.
Okay, the last session here. Yeah. So okay, I mean the last session of your term also. Yeah. So at the start of the check-in, also ask you like, how was your past one experience as LCP PDiGV, right? Or maybe for some of you guys at the director's lab. So it's actually connected towards this commission closing also. Yeah. So I think here very uniquely, right? We actually met quite a long time ago. Yeah, because that time I was already EST and then already joined the commission meeting. I kind of forgot when was my first time meeting you guys. Probably WNC of last year also. Maybe I'm not sure. I forgot already. So maybe for other MCs, their first time meeting the commission would be during my ODS. But I think for us, we actually met a very long time ago. And I think in fact, right, we also grew together at the same time. So I think I also told some of you guys before is I actually only started learning sales when I was EST PB, which is last year, okay, 2021. So when I was in LC level, I never actually done B2B sales before. I got do OGV and then LCP and B2C marketing. Yeah, I never did B2B sales. So actually I'm learning in the same time together with you guys also. Yeah, I mean, we are in different teams, but everyone also different teams. And you know, like meeting you guys and also growing together, then we came here. So this was the last closing together with Fleming. And I hope you guys still remember this very funny photo, the bad food song. Okay, maybe later we play. Okay, we hope later don't play. Okay, the Titanic food. Yeah, so this very funny photo that time I was already MC elect already. So I would say here comes the end already. So it's not only the end of summer, it's really, really the end of your term already. Okay. I mean, for those of you guys that have realization afterwards, will be after art, but then I would say the commission experience will be the end already. So I'll just use the exact same thing that Lermin did for closing with you guys, right? Yeah, so the two most powerful words in any language is thank you. So here I'll just open the appreciation space for everyone here. Okay. And I think probably I wouldn't record for this. Yeah, so you can feel free to say anything you want. Okay, I'll just stop the recording here.